that little pocket, you know?
I've had like ladies like open their eyes. I'm like, oh my god, it's packed now. I'm like, yeah, it's packed. Like I've been making you feel like you have all this room, because you've been closing your eyes while we're dancing. But this has been so crowded.
I would like to see this in festivals. I would like to see 2 rooms have like the advanced room, which is a small dance floor, and like the main ballroom, which is like the everyone ballroom.
All right, we are back, and we're going to talk about the good old topic of navigation. And specifically, we've talked about navigation in the past, but specifically navigation for marathons and festivals, and how much of a role do they play on the overall enjoyment and satisfaction of these events. And so, as someone who has frequented many marathons and festivals, and I'm actually DJing in a couple coming up, I think one of the most underrated things that a lot of people don't talk about is navigation. Because people always mention, oh, you know, will there be good DJs? How's the music? Are there going to be good dancers? Maybe is there going to be good food? What is the after parties like? There's a lot of things that make up a good event here in the States, because I can't really speak for many other outside of the events because I haven't attended a lot of those. But here in the States, these are some of the main criteria that I feel a lot of people talk about. But one of the things that most people don't talk about is actually whether or not navigation impacts your happiness or your choices to go to a certain event or not. And we just had a big festival here in Los Angeles. And obviously in any big event, there's going to be moments of just atrocious navigation just because the sheer number of people. And I'm not sure if you can actually get away from that just because of the sheer number of dancers. But it's something to think about, because I wouldn't say this year at Gavito the navigation was completely terrible, but it wasn't the greatest, obviously.
Well, I would say it's better than last year. I think last year was a lot worse in navigation.
Right.
But you know, I mean, there were still difficulties. I mean, there's gonna be difficulties in every festival. And you know what's really funny is that there's a whole empty floor in the room across.
No one wants to go
because
no one gets seen there.
Yeah, no one gets seen. But you know what? If you wanted an open floor to do your,
I was there actually for a couple dances.
I loved it over there. I was there for a few dances too. But you know, but if you wanted to do your triple cicadas to your, I don't know, to your back ciccata to a lift or whatever, you can do it over there, no problem. No one's getting in your way.
But it's all about being seen. I actually spoke to a friend of mine who just came back from Buenos Aires, and one of the main things is that everyone wants to dance on the outer lane because obviously you get seen from there, and it's like a prestigious thing. And so even though there might be space in the middle, no one wants to go there because no one can see you.
Of course.
And so it just boils down to that. And so if you talk about these major events and you're talking about whether or not you're going to get dances or not, and whether people see you, it's going to be the outside lane. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure how much of a factor that plays into I'm just going to speak from my perspective as a guy lead. I'm not so sure how much that plays a role. Like, I don't go out like looking and be like, oh, I see her and like, I want to like dance. Based on her dancing on the outside lane, I go like, that's the person I want to dance to. I don't even know if that's a factor in any of my decisions, to be honest.
You know, okay, for me, it's not a factor in any of my decisions.
Yeah.
But it's a nice afterthought when I see a nice photo of me. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's a new profile photo.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
I mean, I don't think about it at the time, but I reap the rewards. You know, so if I didn't dance with anyone who wanted to be seen, I probably would have no tango photos. But because, you know, and I enjoy seeing myself. I'm like, hey, that doesn't look half bad. You know,
it's a good photo.
Yeah, and like, oh, I could put my profile photo and like, you know, put some tags in. But you know, and then of course like, there's the photographer's probably like photoshopping a little bit, changing the mood lighting, all that good stuff. But you know, that's something that makes me happy, and I don't realize it until it lands on my desk.
Okay. But in terms of navigation, back to navigation, my friend who just went to Buenos Aires, he was talking about like, actually there is no navigation etiquette. like he was saying, like a lot of milongas, like people just get in. Like there
Yeah.
is no looking for the person to get on. People just trance right onto the floor, and like you just got to make room, and that's it.
Yeah, but also I think in Buenos Aires you can get away with a lot more, like throwing an elbow at somebody.
Oh my god! Well,
I mean, because I've heard stories like,
Yeah.
give them a little body check, let them know that you're there. I've heard stories, and like some of my favorite mentors have taught me to, like, just, hey,
throw them bows.
yeah, just like,
Bow up.
when some guy comes at you, lead it, like, protect the woman, lean into him, and push him out of the way. One of my favorite
The
masters.
stiff arm.
Yeah, one of my favorite masters, like.
I've never stiff armed anyone. I don't think in my 13 years of tango dancing.
I have, because because I saw them and they made they're
They
doing
can make back steps.
no, they were doing they're doing a clockwise turn, and so their arm would have, like, their arm would have hit her.
Oh.
So I checked the shoulder blade.
Nice.
know.
That's cool.
But I was lucky. I was very lucky. I was lucky. I was at the right moment at the right time, and I caught it. But it wasn't like I'm not some ninjutsu master on the floor with, like, I've got 360 eyes and everything. It's just it was plain
Catching
luck.
flies with chopsticks.
No, yeah, but also a lot of things just pure luck, and most of the time I take it on the back. I'll take it on the back. Better I take it on the back than she take it.
I think if you see me ever flared up like this, you know that I'm just pissed off at the navigation. Like, if any point in time I'm dancing like this is just a dead giveaway. like, I'm just so fed up with the navigation.
So here's a funny thought, because you mentioned how, like, no one talks about the navigation when they're selecting a festival or a marathon. So here's a funny thought. Like, is it because we think, oh, there's gonna be good dancers there, so the navigation's gonna be clean, or is it more like kind of like sales versus overhead? Like, we expect good navigation, period. So that's not a thought in our mind, and it's a downer because we expect it to always be flowing well, and it's like an afterthought. We're like, oh, it's not good. We're like good dancers is like the lure that gets us there.
This is the rise of invite-only marathons.
Yeah, it is.
Because this is one of the main factors. I think one of the main criteria is, of course, that you have to be a decent enough dancer. But I think also when I ask a lot of organizers, they look for your navigation skills. And then if they see you at their event one year and your navigation is just ridiculous, they won't invite you back.
Yeah.
You're just not allowed back. And so I think navigation is a super important part in terms of these marathons, because you want to be able to trust the people around you. And it just, like, if I'm able to trust the people around me to just, keep moving, keep dancing down the line, not going backwards, not doing these, like, big movements, not crossing over lanes. If I'm able to just trust that people are just going to follow the structure, then it allows me to kind of just breathe and relax. And then I can relax with my partner more, and then I can just enjoy dancing 1,000 times over if that happens. But if the navigation's crazy, if I have to worry about looking, I was dancing with Berna at Gavito, and I was literally, like, looking at all angles, because I have no idea if the outside lane's going to come towards the inside lane, if the inside lane's going to come towards our lane. It was just, like, chaotic at some points. And so I'm dancing, and Berna likes to dance an open embrace, and so I'm just, like, looking around. I never do that, but it's just, I'm just so weary in certain circumstances. And it's not the organizer's fault, because at a festival of that scale, you need to invite as many people as you can, and it's going to draw in people that just are not good at navigation.
Yeah, I remember I was telling Addis at the time. He's like, hey, how was it? I'm like, there were times it felt like every tanda was a search and rescue mission.
What?
Like, no, because those movies where, like, you gotta fight through the crowd, like, get her to the chopper. It was like boo, boo, boo,
Protect
boo,
the queen, protect the queen.
Yeah,
Queen's in, go.
I know, it so felt like that.
The eagle's landed. Eagle's in the nest.
That should still be like a Tango movie, like, go in. Like, help her escape, whatever. I don't have the trailer guy's voice, but it was seriously like when it's that chaotic, I don't know how enjoyable it is. Like, it's a different, like, to me, it's a different rush Like there's an adrenaline rush. I'm not gonna lie. There is an adrenaline rush, but I feel good after I survived. Not like when I'm in there. Yeah, when I'm in there, it's just like it's like being in a riot.
Alert!
I just feel like I'm in a riot. I'm just like da 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 da. Like get in. Like it's like it's crazy. But then I do feel this euphoria after it's all over. I'm just like, So I don't know if I really enjoy it or not. Because it's kind of like the gym. Do you really enjoy the gym? Because for me, I don't really enjoy the gym.
I enjoy the gym.
I don't
You're
enjoy.
talking to the wrong person.
Okay, but I don't enjoy pumping weights, right? I enjoy the feeling after I'm done.
That's running for me. I enjoy running after I'm done with running.
Yeah, so it's like the same thing. It's like the same thing. Like do it like do you do it because it's like now a badge of honor and you feel like the euphoria because you survived, or do you actually really enjoy that high strung, like super tense action,
You know what's funny is it actually makes me think, like, how many followers have ever thanked you for not running into somebody after your tanda?
No, a few.
Have you had it?
Well, no.
Like, imagine you're like navigating through this thing, like fighting wars, and then like they're closing their eyes, like they're in just like paradise, and you're just like, oh my god, that
should be like a meme, like her reality, your reality. It's like boom, But
it's like, do you know what I just went through? It's like escaping War of the Worlds or something. Like, oh my god, and like.
But ladies have thanked me for my navigation, but usually it's because I took the hit.
Oh.
So I get the red badge of courage, It's like purple. It's my Purple Heart, You wounded, like, oh, thank you for taking the hit. Like I get that, but most of the time, like I'm like, if they know it's chaotic, they sometimes they feel it in me because I'm more tense. No, because I tense up. I mean, I try not to tense up, but sometimes it's like it's human nature for me to tense up because it's like, oh, like we're gonna go like. It's like a Millennium Falcon runner. We need to squeeze in that little tunnel. Like we're going
down the valley.
Yeah, no, we're going through that. Like I'm gonna shrink in. I'm a big boy, but we're gonna shrink in and fit in that that little pocket.
I've had like ladies like open their eyes. I'm like, oh my god, it's packed now. I'm like, yeah, it's packed. Like I've been making you feel like you have all this room, but because you've been closing your eyes while we're dancing. But this has been so crowded. They're just like, oh, there's a lot of people here. I'm like, yes. I've been navigating through this.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing. Like, what can festivals do? Like, I mean, like it's kind of hard to throw down the hammer when everyone's bad.
Jim Baker with his floor, I think it does help. Like the different color tiles, which is the lighter color tile and the darker color tile, that kind of makes the lanes more obvious. But even still, people just don't even. I'm like, at some points, I'm like, look, you're going through both lanes here.
Or you're in between the lanes.
Yeah, like, don't you see this is the light colored path and there's a dark color, like, which path are you on? Like, it's just crazy.
There's a funny thing, like, and what the worst is when they run into you and they look at you.
Like, yeah, like, why you're in my way.
Yeah, just like, dude, you're the one who crossed the lane, Like, what the heck? Anyway, but, it's hard, especially when you spend all this money on marathons and festivals. It's hard to have this sense of forgiveness because it's outside of their control. I mean, it's kind of like if I went to a restaurant, right? And
there's like some loud people there.
Yeah, there's just some loud, it's outside of the control of the restaurant. It's just like like I don't know, some UFC fighter and his posse shows up and just like wrecks the place. Not the restaurant's fault. Like they're trying to serve everybody, but but it's then my experience is now tainted. So like when you spend roughly like it's gonna be like $1,000 minimum for a festival. When you spend $1,000 and you're like you hype up this whole weekend, like how do you then forgive bad navigation? Because it's like. Especially when you kind of hype it up for yourself, you have all these expectations, you have this fantasy idea of how your weekend's gonna be, and then you come out like war torn.
I think there should be a ratio guideline from like to a dancer ratio to square footage of dance floor. Like they should install that. Like they should let you know like we have a so and so ratio square foot to dancer capacity.
So should there be like a no? But then in that case, should there be like a dude in the front with like the numbers? Is like no, we're holding you out here until someone like a doorman, like 600 people we're at capacity. Have one for ladies, one for guys. Like you can't come in until another lady goes out.
Oh my god.
No, like do we need to do that? I mean, like I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting because the thing is, there's no control, and unfortunately, it's like, how do you guarantee someone a good time because it's such a wild card.
You can't guarantee anyone a good time.
Of course, but you try to do your best.
You do your best, but you can't.
But then people are spending like $1,000 and they expect these guarantees. I mean, of course,
it's not a guarantee. You're taking a leap of faith when you're going to one of these tango festivals. That's why people ask for recommendations. That's why people get insight from other friends. Like, what did you think about it? These kind of things. I think a good event, you should look at the retention rate. Meaning this: are people coming back? That's the thing. Not are people going, but are people continuously coming back to the event? That's what I think is a sign of a good event. Because everyone can have a one-time thing where it was good one time, but are people coming back and back and back and back again? Yeah. I think that to me is the most precious indicator of
Of course. But then, like, what if like? Here's the other thing. Like, what if it changes? Like, you're retaining some people, you're losing some people, but like the population stays the same, like number-wise. But then it's like it starts to downgrade a bit because now it's like, I kind of feel like festivals it ends up being kind of like music where like there's, like some cool kids discovered music and then like when it becomes mainstream, like, now it's mainstream, I gotta leave, it's like.
There is that effect that happens to even good events. I feel like people just want to do the next thing, next new thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, when these stronger dancers are just doing the next new thing, and they're leaving the current festival or marathon, eventually navigation downgrades because you don't have those stronger dancers maintaining the line.
Well, I think that's what's happening here in the States. A lot of U.S. dancers, the more experienced and the good dancers are actually leaving. They're going across seas. They're going to Argentina. They're going to Europe.
Yep.
They're going to Asia.
And some of them are not coming back.
That's true. But I mean, they're going there just for marathons, right? So you have the good dancers going across the seas instead of staying locally in the States.
Yeah.
And so and I don't think we draw enough international people. It's not the same. It doesn't work both ways.
No.
Right?
Well, no, we used to draw a lot of Canadians.
That's true. But I think East Coast does that more so than West Coast.
Well, I think if we're closer to Washington, we might be, but like because we're a little further south, it's a little harder. I think we draw some from Mexico.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But it's navigation is just tough. I mean, like.
My friend came from Buenos Aires, and he was telling me that there's just it's a different skill set that they have because it's so crowded. They have learned to use the disassociation, use these things to navigate such small spaces because it's in them. Like they need the spiral technique. They need the these kind of things. Whereas here, you don't need that technique because the dance floors are so big.
Well, here's the thing. I think that we went the opposite direction. We didn't force people to have those techniques. We used to have that with like El Floreditas. That was a small dance floor.
Yeah.
We used to have that with a whole bunch of other small dance floors. But then it was like, people just started choosing big dance floors. And then the business followed. Like, they want big dance floors, so let's just give them a big dance floor.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like our Melongs with small dance floors just died out.
Yeah, LV in San Francisco was a big one, kind of like small dance floor, high level. Floridita here in LA, even the festivals were kind of just like San Diego Festival when it was at the what you call it, the Kodakai. That's when there was like it was a lot of dancers, but there was not a lot of space, and so you had to really navigate well. San Francisco Marathon, same thing.
I would like to see this in festivals. I would like to see 2 rooms have like the advanced room, which is a small dance floor, and like the main ballroom, which is like the everyone ballroom. No, because it's like because that's if you have the ability, because that's the thing. Everyone would want to be where the advances, just like you say advanced class, basketball class, everyone's there, right? But even if they're not, so it kind of forces people to then.
That's interesting.
So like,
the thing is that advanced dancers don't want to dance in the side room.
no, but what if it? Well, yeah, but what if it had all the amenities, but it's the advanced? Well, see, you said side room, but what if it wasn't like you marketed it? It's just like the advanced room. Like this is the Black Diamond course.
Yeah, but you just said the big ballroom is for the regular, like the other people, and then the small room is for the.
Yeah, I just said so. But
it's like the small side room.
Yeah, but if it's labeled as like the advanced room, this is the advanced room, this is the main room.
I get it, but people are interested in decor, right? So we just came from Gavito with the huge high ceilings and things. People like that. It's like it makes a huge difference.
I get it, but what if it was just dressed up almost the same, but just a small dance floor?
It would be nice. I like that.
I don't know. I'd like to see that, or maybe it's just like a festival. It's like call it I don't know, like the mini festival where everything's a small dance floor. So like everyone knows the small dance floor. Everyone knows the classes are going to be about small spaces. It's the how we have like the encuentros are of a certain tradition, certain festival. Like if you say it's a Nuevo festival, it's of the Nuevo side.
Yeah.
It's like this is like the I don't know, the mini dance floor style, or whatever, the like the true milongueros, whatever.
I see.
That'd be interesting.
I mean, I always wanted to organize a marathon like that but I always wanted to organize a marathon strictly for like showing gratitude towards teachers, like teacher appreciation marathon or something like that.
How would you do that? Like how do you show appreciation besides like just like announcing them or something?
Yeah, you announce them. You invite only teachers and people they want to bring.
Okay, that's what you mean. So it's kind of like you have to be a teacher or a friend of a teacher to show up.
Yeah.
So it's a short invitation list. It's exclusive to teachers.
Exactly.
That'd be interesting.
And actually, a lot of people are surprised that we haven't organized anything like a marathon. Especially me, like a lot of people think like that I should be the prime candidate to organize a marathon.
I was trying to organize a marathon, and then COVID happened, and I lost a lot of money. So, no, it's the truth of it. It's the truth of it.
Yeah.
Dude, I lost, like, hey, Bando Negro was an amazing event, but I lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And when you take a hit like that, you get a little gun shy.
$100 admission fee is asking a lot.
It is, but I couldn't. It was.
Especially for people that go to Buenos Aires and they see like Tango Bardo for $5, and
I know.
it's like you're asking $100 for.
But that was just just a break even point.
Yeah.
That was like that's kind of the problem is that it's almost like we need to go back to like abandoned warehouse raves or something. Like it's like all shoddy with like car batteries.
You got the wrong demographic here, man. You got the wrong demographic.
Hey, you never know. No, like this might be like the new street tango making a comeback.
Could be interesting. But yeah, I feel like navigation is one of those things that plays an important role. We don't talk about it. We don't teach it. And the only time you make an announcement is like, please mind your surroundings and be careful around the people around you. That's it. Like that's all the navigation you get. And I don't know, it's tough. Like I've seen teachers try to put the tape out there. I know Robin does that in New York, where they just put the clear lines around and have the borders. I think that helps. But I'm not so sure if navigation is just one of those things that just comes with experience.
I think it comes both with experience and respect. Because in all honesty, if I know you, if I know who you are, I'm gonna be more respectful of your space.
That's true. Like when you see the professionals actually finally social dance in the night, and then you see people around them.
Yeah, they're
people around them are so cautious and so careful.
Yeah. But even if it doesn't have to be professionals. Like if I see my bud, like I see someone that I know, I'm gonna be cool with them, right? But then everyone else is just a face and a number, and I'm gonna make I might make some bad calls.
Yeah.
So I think so when you start going to like the whole invite only thing, that's kind of the danger that it becomes it is what it is. It's human nature, but it will appear more cliquish because generally people who navigate well with their friends.
But that's the beauty of the tango dance that a lot of people don't say is that when everyone's dancing and flowing together, it just makes it so much more magical.
It does.
And I feel like a lot of people have just kind of like, I want my dance, I'm dancing here, I'm gonna do my moves, I'm gonna do my musicality. But I think at the higher level, when we're all dancing to obviously the music that we're listening to, and we're almost like, if you look at the crowd like a school of fish that kind of move together, it's just so beautiful.
It is.
In that way. And I think I should definitely show appreciation to some events where I go to, and the navigation's great. Like I've had that before, like after the song, like thank you so much. It was a pleasure dancing next to you. I've done that to several people in the past. And so I think that needs to be more of the norm. Like where people actually acknowledge, like, thank you so much. It was a pleasure dancing around you. You know?
We started passing out little ribbons. Good navigator. You know?
Get your Mickey Mouse badge on.
Hey, you know, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
But yeah, let us know how your thoughts on navigation and how important it is when you decide on events, because we found that obviously navigation is one of those things that it plays a huge role, but it's hard to focus on. And so we would like to know your thoughts on it, your perspective on it. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Left Foot, Right Foot.
We appreciate your support, and make sure you click that subscribe button and that like button. It really helps with the algorithm, and also you receive all our latest updates. Thank you.